Dear citizens of Skra Army, today is a really big and special day. We spent hours on top of hours, 6 hours and 30 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact, in the in-depth calculations of every single thing that you can craft inside of the hideout, and we know exactly what to keep, what not to keep, what to craft, what not to craft, what to sell, what not to sell, what to do, what not to do, and believe me, no matter how much you think that you know about the goddamn hideout, Skry's here to prove you wrong. I am here to prove you wrong. After this video, dear Skra, you're gonna craft with the understanding. You're gonna craft with the in-depth knowledge of every single unit that you crafted, and you're wasting your time. Don't even watch this video, just go craft. Just go craft, dude. Just craft. I'm actually kidding, okay? I'm kidding. Do I really have to do the goddamn disclaimer? Watch the video first, and then get some knowledge, get some understanding, and then craft with the understanding. Enjoy the video. I'm gonna give you TLDR so you understand how this shit works. These are the requirements. This is the total amount of the rubles that cost of the required items, and this is the result, what you're gonna get. I'm gonna give you an example. You need 3 case mags, scissors, 6 balls, 3 kegs to create a scav box. For all of this shit, that is gonna cost you 668k. You're gonna get the scav box that can be sold on Flip for 790k. This is the gain, but with the fee, you're gonna only gain 16,000 profit. The prices will vary like a motherfucker. Not just at this very moment while I'm recording this. The prices of anything of this are not the same. It is ridiculous. I was using tarkovmarket.com to have the average price of the last 24 hours. And even after this video, the prices are gonna vary even more. So don't take all of those prices as granted, but you can take this spreadsheet as a pointer to see what the hell is happening. And on the end of all of that, we came with a really big conclusion and how to use Hideout properly. So, all of those red ones are not even worth of mentioning because you're actually losing, which means when you have any of those items, it is just the best thing to do is to just sell it. For example, it is not worth to craft fuel, it is just better to sell Zippo and lighters, pretty much. The only things that you should craft if you wanna sell the items that you are crafting are scav backpacks that is gonna give you 8,000 profit, and scav box that is gonna give you 16,000 of a profit. But there is a way how to gain the currency through the lavatory, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. So right off the get-go, lavatory is trash if you're just willing to sell the items that you craft. Next on the list is a workbench, and the undisputable winner is green gunpowder. It is gonna give you 43. Oh, by the way, this right here is a tax. I do not know if I mention it or not. Undisputable winner is a green powder. It is gonna give you 43k, which means if you're not selling the green powder for 72k, if you're selling it for 50k, you can kind of have the rough estimate of what you should sell next, right? And you should wait for the green powder for the price to go up. Next on the list is VOGs that are 57k of a profit. M61s are on 3, and capacitors also. So those are like top 4. You're gonna get the spreadsheet so you can fiddle with that. The med station has a lot of negative things, a lot of negative shit. This is actually green, but because of the high fee, it is not worth to craft Vaselines to sell them, pretty much. If you're willing to sell items that you craft from the med station, Salua is gonna give you almost 3,000 rubles profit, and meds are gonna give you 7,200 of a profit. There is also a catch with the med station, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Nutrition. The only thing that is worth crafting are hot rods. despite the fact that it is using super water and despite the fact that it is using sugar, it is pretty expensive, it is still worth selling it, but you should not sell those. You should not sell those. And I'm gonna talk about that in almost next segment. So, about crafting the moonshine. There are two different variations. When the water filter works properly and when the water filter does not work properly. Because sometimes creating one super water is gonna consume all 100% of a water filter, but when the water filter works, it is gonna consume 70% of a water filter. This whole spreadsheet of producing the moonshine and not producing moonshine is based if the water filter costs 120,000 rubles. Which means, when the water filter costs 120,000, the true value of the water filter is 84,000 per super water. Which means, this right here is when water filter works and when water filter does not work. If water filter works and you're gonna get the full value out of it, you can sell super water and you will be 40,000 rubles in the profit. And if it doesn't work, you're not gonna gain that much of a gain. Now we are going in the second stage. This shit right here that I selected is when you buy sugar from the flea market and you're using your own super water that does not work and that does work. So when it doesn't work, you're gonna be in negative. And if it does work, you're gonna be in profit. But you're gonna be 30,000 rubles in the profit. So if you're buying the sugar of the flea market, you're in loss no matter how you put it. So the best thing to do with the whole moonshine production is not to produce moonshine at all. Buy the water filter, sell the super water, because you're gonna still be in the bigger profit. But there is a catch. You should not even sell the super water, because there is one more fucking thing that you should know. You can produce 5 meds in the med station, and you should produce meds in the med station. And then you can open Therapist and you can get the sugar. It is out of stock, but on the restarts you can get pack of sugar or the meds, which means when giving 5 meds and sugar, you're pretty much earning the currency. If you barter sugar with the meds and you use not found in rate sugar with a super water that works 70% of the water filter, you're actually earning 52,000 rubles. Which means with bartered sugar, you're gaining 10,000 rubles more than just selling super water. So this is the best way to do it. If you're not bartering sugar, you should sell super water. If you barter your sugar, then you can create the moonshine to sell it on the flea. But also, there is even a better way to do this shit. While I was doing this spreadsheet, it felt so wrong, because you're not gaining that much of a profit. And it seemed like the whole hideout is pretty much trash. Up to the point when we realized that there is a lot of things that you can barter if you're planning to use it. And this is gonna be the last segment. Bartering items. So, like I said, Therapist is gonna give you sugar for 5 meds, and you can use that sugar. You're not selling that sugar. You can use that sugar to create a moonshine to sell it, right? That's this right here. Then you're in a profit with the moonshine. And the hot rod that was not worth of selling, as you can see, fee is bigger, but those hot rods can be traded on the proper for almost 500,000 ruble worth of a BS rounds. This is a barter right here, level 3 proper. For 2 hot rods is gonna give you BS rounds. So this last portion right here is if you are willing to use those items. Those are the barter items. Those are not sell items. Those items right here are only worth if you are willing to use those items. If not, then you should completely ignore the hideout pretty much. Because look at this shit. You're gonna gain almost double a profit if you're willing to use BS rounds. Aqua. You're actually losing with crafting Aqua on your own. If you're willing to use M1 rig, you're pretty much in a double profit. And also, no matter how larvatory looks trash, it is trash if you're willing to sell those items. Like, people are gonna earn 16,000 rubles when they created the scav box, but how much effort and how much work there is. For those 16k rubles, not worth it. Also, this shit right here, the price is gonna vary so much. And pretty much there is nothing that is worth of crafting in the lavatory if you're willing to sell. But you have shampoo to create, it is cheap. Like, the price is not gonna go up or down that much on the shampoo. The price is not gonna go up and down that much on this shit right here. And with trading bleach and trading shampoo to the regman, you're getting TV rig that actually costs 100,000 rubles. And this is the true profit. So this is the final verdict, what you should do with your hideout. In the lavatory, craft shampoo and the bleach for the TV rig barter. If you don't want to do that, ignore lavatory completely. On the workbench, craft green powder, VOGs or M61s to sell. It is actually not even worth to create 76239 BPs like I was doing, because you're actually losing the money, and I can tell you how much you're losing. To sell 76239 BPs, you're earning 23,000. And with the green gunpowder, to just sell green gunpowder, you're earning almost a double. You're earning 43.5. So it is better to sell green gunpowder on the flea, and then with that money to just buy BPs from the flea. And you're gonna save time because you do not have to craft 76239s. You can just spam green gunpowder. It is actually even higher profit with just selling green powder on a flea market, because you're saving that craft time. Do not craft 76239 BPs. And about green powder, VOGs, M61s, check the prices. If the gunpowder price went down, then check the VOGs or M61s. Check the spreadsheet pretty much. In a med station, you're crafting meds for sugar barter, not cellulose or whatever the hell else. It's not worth it. In a nutrition station, you're crafting hot rods for 545 BS barter, and you're crafting aquas if super water is cheap. If the super water is 133k, then don't do it. Then use the super water to craft hot rods, because super water is also used for the hot rod. And even if super water goes absurdly up in the price, it is gonna still be worth it to craft hot rods, to barter them for the 545 BS. And in the moonshine, sell the super water if you do not have sugar. Don't buy it from the flea market, because it is overpriced. It is not worth it. But if you barter the sugar because of the med station, then you should create the moonshine and you should sell that moonshine. And the reason why I'm saying that is I was keeping the track of all of the scav case runs, and I can definitely 100% say that the only thing that is worth in a scav case runs are 7,000 ones. Do not do 85,000 ones. Do not do moonshine ones. It is not worth it. I was doing many of those. It is just not worth it. And about the intelligence, sell it on the flea market if it is found in raid. If it is not found in raid, then I don't know, I guess run it. But by default, you should always run 7,000 ones. Every 2 hours you can reset it. You can run it multiple times in one play session. And in most of the cases, if you're running 85k scav runs or intelligence runs, you can run it 1 per play session. So just run 7k once. By the way, I think that it was pretty self-explanatory. If sugar is found in a raid, sell it! Yeah, that was my 6.5 hour TLDR. Exactly. There you go.